Hello everyone and welcome back to another Hookster Talks with me and Mr. TB Bear. Yes, there he is. Say hello to all your fans out there, TB. Yes, all his only fans. Yes, well done TB, well done. Oh my goodness. So how is everyone doing today? Hope you're all well. I wasn't going to come on tonight, but unfortunately there was a little bit of F1 news, so I thought I'd just come on for a quick stream with me and everyone's favourite bear, the TB Bear. Boop, boop, boop. Look at him go. Look at him go. Fantastic. Fantastic indeed. Hello, Mr. Iron Patriot. Welcome to the stream, sir. Welcome along. Welcome along. Always welcome, as always. Everybody's welcome. Everyone can join the stream. I don't care. Yeah, anyone can join the stream. Anyway, we're going to do a quick one today. I wasn't actually going to stream today because I was going to have a week off, but unfortunately there's a little bit of news. So I thought we'll get into the news, see if there's anyone about on the Facebook chat, and then we'll call it a day. So we'll have a shortened stream because I have noticed that, you know, after 2.5 hours, a lot of you have fallen asleep. So. In fact, a lot of you have fallen asleep after about 5 minutes. So we'll try and condense the stream down a little bit and see if we can get through as quick as we can. So let's get through into the title of the video first of all. And there was a lot on the title of the video. I just got to look across to see what it was I actually put. Oh yeah, okay. So let's start with the comments because a couple of people have commented. So let's answer them first before we continue. Matthew D'Souza is in the chat. Welcome, Matt. Welcome to the chat. He says, Vettel retired Ricciardo, no seat yet in 2023. Back to Lewis Hamilton fan, it is for me in 2023. Yes, unfortunately, it's not good news, is it? If you're a Vettel fan and a Daniel Ricciardo fan, because we don't know what's happening to Ricciardo. So that's a good segue. So we'll go straight into that. Yes, Daniel Ricciardo has announced that he is leaving McLaren at the end of this season. He is going to stick it out for the rest of the season. He did say that in a statement, but of course now he hasn't even got to prove anything now, so he can just, I don't know, drive around the back and play with the hussies. I don't know, but he hasn't got anything to prove. So, but he is going to stick it out at the end of the season. Now this unfortunately is very bad news because this is a performance related issue, which is why he's left McLaren. It's got nothing to do with the fact that he's moving on to a bigger and better team, or, you know, moving to another team of equal standing. Unfortunately, it's due to his performance to the last 2 years, has it been, at McLaren. And that's very bad news for any sportsman in any sport, unfortunately, which means that his options are severely limited for 2023. I've heard little rumours of Haas, but I'm not quite sure. But whatever happens now, unfortunately, he's sort of turned into a paid driver. So wherever he goes, he's basically the Jarno Trulli now of F1. If anyone remembers Jarno Trulli back in the day, when he ended up driving for, I think it was Caterham or Lotus. I can never remember how that worked out in the end with Caterham and Lotus and having two Lotus teams all together. I got very confused at the end, but wherever he went, that's where he ended up. And don't forget, of course, Jarno Trulli was at Renault when they were at the height of their sort of career with their RB26 car, of course driven by Fernando Alonso, won the championship in 05 and 06. But yeah, he ended up in pretty much a backmarker team, did Jarno Trulli, and it was very sad to see because, alright, he wasn't the best driver, but he was certainly one of the best qualifiers that Formula 1 had ever had. He was go to YouTube and look at some of his qualifying laps. Absolutely unbeatable, really was. But yeah, it was sad to see that Jarno Trulli actually sort of went down to one of the lesser teams. And unfortunately, Daniel Ricciardo's options are very limited indeed. Very limited indeed. So I don't know where he's going to go for next year. I did see the video where he announced that he was leaving McLaren. He still seemed pretty happy, I have to say. The Smile Assassin was still smiling a lot, and he seemed pretty okay. But the one telling thing is that he did not announce his retirement from F1. So, I mean, obviously he can't announce where he's going because obviously I don't think that's sort of come through yet. But he hasn't announced his retirement. Now, that doesn't mean a whole lot because it could still get to the end of the season and he could not end up with a drive, so he will sort of announce that he's retired from the sport, or at least do a Kimi Raikkonen and take a couple of years off. But if he does that, I can't see him coming back because, as I say, the problem is due to performance. Now, of course, so what has happened to Daniel Ricciardo at his time at McLaren? Is it all his fault? No, I don't think it is all his fault. He was up against Lando. Obviously, Lando's been there longer and they've set up the car more to Lando's liking, which is something that all teams do. It's been around since the early days of Formula One. If you've got, the best driver there, you're going to set the car up for them, and the number 2 driver, unfortunately, is just got to put up with it. There's nothing you can do about it. So I don't believe that Daniel Ricciardo's issues have all been him. I think there's been some car problems as well. But I've said this in the past on Hookster Talks. Daniel Ricciardo has moved teams way too many times. Way too many times. He should have stayed for a lot longer at one of those teams. Maybe at Renault, he should have stayed there for longer. Because, of course, Renault would have been Alpine by now, so he would have still been there, possibly. He should have done that instead of keep moving around. He moved around too much, and you lose your consistency, you lose your flow, and unfortunately, sometimes you can't ever get that back again. And I think that's what's happened to Daniel Ricciardo. But anyway, he hasn't announced what he's doing, apart from the fact he's still in the rest of the season, which is, good news, because, McLaren could have just replaced him with Piastri, possibly. Because he's not, he could have done, I don't know, but they decided to keep him on for the rest of the season, which is great news to see out the year anyway. But after that, I've no idea where he's going to go, no idea whatsoever. So that's the first news story. Before we move on to the next one, I've got to look at the thumbnail and see what else I put down. Oh, right, okay, that's story number 2. Let's have a look at the comments first and see where we are before we continue, because I don't want to fall behind on the comments. Thank you, all you lovely people, for commenting. I Am Patriot says Leclerc for the title. It looks pretty slim, unfortunately. I would love to see that as well, I have to say. To see Ferrari up there once again. I'd love to see that. Unfortunately, with things that have been happening, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen. But I would love to see that as well. But fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We've still got. I think it's just short of half a season. I think we're one race short of half a season. So anything can happen. There's lots of points up for grabs, of course. Don't forget, 25 points every race. So it's still not over till the fat lady sings. No. So anything can happen. And it probably will. But yeah, I'd like to see that. Matthew D'Souza says, Calderon. Yeah, I saw this on the news as well. Calderon is back. Could be in F122, my team. Yes, she could. Now, a lot of people have been complaining about that. I saw on Twitter saying that she's 29 years old and there's no way she should be returning to F2. F2 is a feeder championship, which, you go into and then you either go on to other things like Formula One, or sometimes they don't get that far, so they may go into touring cars or something like that. Any kind of other motorsport, Le Mans, anything like that. But for her to actually return back to F2 at 29 years old, when apparently, now I haven't kept up with Tatiana Calderon's career for quite a while, but apparently for the last, 5 or 6 years, she's been a mobile chicane, apparently, very, very slow. And so, yeah, that's got lots of people complaining that she's really of the Carmen Jorda quality, and that she shouldn't return to F2 because, as I say, it's a feeder series. It's not designed for people to, when they haven't got anything else they can do, to come back into. Of course, there's nothing to say that they can't do that, but that's really not how the regulations for F2 is. As I say, it's supposed to be a feeder series for up-and-coming talent to show what they're worth, show to the outside world what they can do, and then hopefully, like the big Formula One teams, they're always looking around F2s and F3s. They're always looking for the next Michael Schumacher. And then, they can say, oh, yes, we'd like you in Formula One, please. And then, they make that transition. But as I say, not everyone makes it. But if you get into F2, you've got a very good chance, most times, not all the time, of getting at least something. It isn't always Formula One because there's only 20 seats available. So, you've got to take your chances with that. But some other kind of motorsport like as I say, Le Mans or touring car or anything like that. It's the fact that you're getting noticed. That's the most important thing. But for Tatiana Calderon to return to F2 at 29 years old, when everyone says she's just a mobile chicane, I don't think is a good image for the sport, to be honest. But anyway, I'm not in charge, so it's nothing to do with me, is it? Iron Patriot says Hookster's got more chance for the title. Yeah, I think I have. Finished Ricciardo and finished Vettel. You could be right there. Well, Vettel definitely. Ricciardo, we're still debating where he's going to go. Christian Clear was better than Trulli, a legend. He was. Christian Clear was the greatest F1 driver in the history of the world ever. Now, all you youngsters are probably looking at me going, Christian what, mate? Who? Who the bloody hell was he? Just Google it. Look him up. Christian Clear. Yes. He was epic. Really was. Best driver ever. Can you see the sarcasm? Can you see the sarcasm? No, he was, truly. Truly he was, truly. Yes. Matthew says F1 getting taken over by Twitch streamers. Quite agree. Oliver's penis was the underdog of F1, still underrated. Yeah, I do agree with you. It's such a shame that he broke his legs in Canada in '97. I think he was driving for Prost, wasn't he? The blue car, Prost, Ligier, whatever name it was in '97. I think it was Prost. Yeah, he broke his legs in Canada because he, before that, was doing bloody well in that car, considering it was not the best car on the grid by a long margin, but he was doing very well. But unfortunately, after that leg break incident, what happens to a lot of sportsmen, he just couldn't get his fitness back, and he did come back, but the last races he didn't do very well, and unfortunately this sort of seemed to carry on in his career. He did have some high points, of course, and he went to join BAR, didn't he, in the end? But unfortunately not good for Oliver's penis. But of course the name is always worth comedy value. I wish he'd come back. Yes, I wish he'd come back. In fact, I wish all the drivers that I've got nicknames for would come back into one super formula, and then it'd be great. Yeah, I'd just make videos all day about that. And I'd never stop. 24/7. Let's make more videos. Yes, we can beat you, Arava. We can beat you. Maybe David Twat Coulthard is going to make a comeback. He may indeed. He's only 52 years old, don't you know? He's only 52, so I think he's got a lot of fuel still left in that tank, you know. Yeah, he can make a comeback. I'd like to see that, David Twat Coulthard. Let's bring them all back. Get rid of all these youngsters. We don't need them. That Oscar Pastry or whatever his name is complains because he's not in the right car. Just don't even bother with him, for God's sake. I mean, why? Why would you? Why? Just get rid of old Pastries. We don't need him. Bring back Nigel Mansell. That's what we need. No, it's Nigel Mansell. Yes. That's what we need back in the car. Nigel Mansell, David Coulthard, Mika Hakkinen. We need Mika Hakkinen. He was such a character, was Mika Hakkinen. Yeah. Never said fuck all. Never said a bloody thing. No. 2 words, I think, was the whole he said in all his years in Formula 1. 2 words. And then as soon as he left the sport, no one could shut him up. No one could shut him up. He never stopped talking. It's like, where did this suddenly come from? He never said a word while he was driving the car in the sport, but now no one can shut him up. Mika Hakkinen, that's what we need back. He was a legend, absolute legend. My favourite bit was Mika Hakkinen was when David Coulthard hit him. Where was it? I think it was Austria, wasn't it? He hit him, and they were teammates at McLaren, and oh my god! And but I think he still got a podium because they were on the podium at the end, and the look that Mika Hakkinen was given across to David Coulthard, it was like, as soon as this race is finished, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill your family, your children, your pets. I'm just going to kill everybody. Yes, anybody that's ever known you from the year dot, I'm just going to kill them all. That was the look he was giving him. It was one of those looks, you know. It was classic. It really was. Obviously, it was an accident, but yeah, he did take you out. I'm sure it was Austria. I'm not quite sure though. I may be wrong, but yeah. And but he did manage to recover because, of course, he was in the almighty Mclaren, which was absolutely dominating back then, and he managed to get back into the podium. But yeah, that stare on the podium was epic. It was. You may find it on YouTube somewhere, but yeah, it was great. It was. I laugh like a train. Araver says, I am Patriot. Yeah, oh, come on, come on. We all love little Araver, don't we? The little cheeky chappy. The little cheeky chappy. We love a bit of Araver, don't we? Yes. I'll tell you what, with these new glasses, I think I'm turning more into Araver every day. Yes. Classic Hakkinen, respect. Yes, absolutely. Mika Hakkinen, absolutely. He was a great. He was really, really great. As I say, he never said two words when he was in the sport, but as soon as he left, he couldn't. Like, no one could shut him up. No one could shut him up. It was unbelievable. In fact, unbelievable. No one could get rid. No one could. No, Mika, stop talking now. Stop talking. But yeah, I had a lot of respect for Mika Hakkinen. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Really, really brilliant. And of course, he had that really bad crash, didn't he, in '96, where basically everyone said, no, he's died. And he's like, no, I haven't. I'm still here. No, I haven't. Yeah, it was really weird and bizarre. I remember seeing that picture with all the blood that he's... Oh, it was horrible. Horrible. Yeah, that accident. But I say, even the medic said, no, he's died. And he's like, no. No, I haven't. But yeah, that was terrible. But yeah, well done to Mika Hakkinen. Respect to you, you legend. You absolute legend. A true sportsman and a clean driver. Yes, he was. He was indeed. A very clean driver. That was one of the other things I respected about him. He was very clean indeed. And even at that, if you remember that race in Spa, I think it was, with Michael Schumacher, when he overtook him down the long straight. I mean, he could have just ploughed Michael out of the way, but no, he was very respectful because, I mean, obviously his car's a lot faster. But yeah, a lot of respect for Mika Hakkinen. I remember his accident, very lucky. Yeah, he was very lucky. Matthew says, Dom's qualifying lap of Bahrain was a thing of beauty. Yeah, I know. I saw that myself, yes. Sorry about that. I just had a complete freeze there. I hope I'm back on now. I think I am. Yes, we are still going. Sorry about that little technical hiccup there. But we are live streaming, of course, so these things do occur. I saw that it froze, and I just froze myself and waited for it to come back on. So let's continue. Yes, so Dom's qualifying was a thing of beauty. I quite agree with you. Iron Patriot says not as dirty as Schumacher. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. 94, 97, 2006. Still, at least with Michael Schumacher, you know, for the mistakes he made, he did pay the penalty for it. I mean, in 97, he had all his points taken away from that championship, which was the right thing to do. So he basically scored 0 points in 1997. And in 1998, I did hear that he became, because don't forget he was German, he became less popular than German sausage makers in their own country. That was the popularity of Michael Schumacher, based purely on that incident when he hit Jacques Villeneuve at the end of the race. So yeah, he paid the price, and of course, let's not go now about the price that he's paid. We won't go into that because that's very, very sad indeed. But purely from when he was at his peak, Michael Schumacher did, of course, pay, you know, for making those mistakes, which is fair enough. Unfortunately, he didn't pay for hitting Damon Hill in '94, though, which, you know, we all know was deliberate. You can see from the camera angles that it was 100% deliberate, and he didn't really get any kind of penalty for that. I'm pretty sure he didn't get anything for that, in fact. You know, just classed as a racing incident. But at the time, as a Damon Hill fan, I was incandescent with rage. Really was incandescent with rage over that. But anyway, those times have passed, and we should perhaps stop now after what's happened with the Michael bashing, quite possibly. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Matthew says, what do you think of the UK cost increase crisis? I think it's absolutely deplorable, Matt. I really do. It's unbelievable. I find the most unbelievable thing about it is the fact that all these gas companies are making absolutely insane profits, and yet they're still going to it's actually tomorrow, isn't it? They're going to announce the new price cap, which is going to be something horrendous, and they're still taking money off us despite making all those profits. And of course, with this new price cap, they're going to make even more money. Now, the boss of British Gas says he's going to give 10% of their profits to people who are hard up. Wow. Fantastic. That's going to make all the difference. 10% of their profits spread over every single person who's hard up in the UK, which at the moment is probably everyone. Well done, British Gas. Well done. Don't go too mad, though, will you? Not even 12%, just 10%. 10% of their profits. It's going to amount to about £12 million, I think. It's going to go into a pot, and then people are going to have to apply if they're on hardship or whatever, and then we're going to have the usual, scammers trying to get their slice of the cut when, they've probably got a mansion in Wales somewhere or something like that. It's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. It happens all the time. But yeah, so they're going to be able to dip into this £12 million pot, and £12 million spread over everyone that's not been able to pay their bills in the UK is a minuscule amount of money. It really is. It's absolutely pathetic, in fact. And I can't even believe that British Gas had the audacity to even come up with that idea and say, oh yeah, this will help, won't it? No, it won't help whatsoever. What will help, all you companies of the world, well, I'll just say England actually, is if you actually don't put the prices up. None of this is our fault. We haven't done anything wrong in this country, so why have we got to pay for it? It's not our fault of what's happening somewhere else in the world, is it? It's nothing to do with us. It's not personally our fault, and yet we are paying for it. In fact, the whole world is paying for it. But we are paying now, for gas that you bought at a high price 6 months ago. 6 months ago. Of course, now with this new price cap thing, it's only going to be every 3 months. That's ridiculous. When we were using the gas 6 months ago, it wasn't at that price, wasn't it? Was it? So why now, 6 months later, have we got to pay it at that price? It's just insane. Absolutely insane. And something needs to be done. Our government in the UK, they're half asleep. I mean, there isn't any government. They're off until the 5th of September. Yeah, so they're not going to do anything. We're going to have the new Margaret Thatcher in charge from the 5th of September, Liz Truss. Yeah, she is now the new Margaret Thatcher. That's my new name for her, because she looks like Margaret Thatcher. She acts like Margaret Thatcher. And yeah, that's no more I can say about that, really. But it's just absolutely ridiculous. Now, 1 million people have left the UK. Why, you may ask? They have left the UK as a direct result of what they can see is going to be happening from October onwards. 1 million people have left because basically they know they cannot afford to live in the UK. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. We're going back to the Victorian era. It's 2022. Surely these governments around the world could have seen this coming. Obviously they couldn't have seen the pandemic coming, but they could have seen what was coming with that place across the pond that I can't talk about on YouTube. You know the place, yeah. I mean, that place has been, doing things since 2014. So they must have known that, something was going to happen at some point. Surely they should have known. And they should have had some contingency plans. That's my view anyway. But no. They just leave it to the last minute, and then it's us, the public, that's got to pay for it. I just saw a report the other day. 1 million people in the UK are going to die this winter because of the cold. 1 million people. That is an absolute scandal. It really is. So what can people do to help? Well, the big companies, I'll tell you one thing they could do, and that's get rid of the standing charge. my current gas and electricity, they charge me 50p a day standing charge. So that's £1 a day, yeah, for absolutely nothing. That's if I sit here in the dark and don't have any of the gas on, both the companies will charge me £1 a day for nothing. You add that £1 a day up at the end of your bill, that's quite a huge chunk. So get rid of the standing charge is one thing I'd say. And then I'd say whatever the bills are at the moment, keep it at that level. Things are tough right now, but people after October are never going to be able to pay the bills. Then there'll be mass anarchy in the street, there'll be rioting, there'll be looting, everything's going to go, there'll be lots of civil disorder. Like there was back in the poll tax days. No one's going to remember that, but yes, people complained because they introduced something called the poll tax, which is now called the council tax. But back in the day, we didn't have council tax. No, didn't have anything. And then they introduced the poll tax. The public in the UK went absolutely crazy, and there was rioting in the streets and everything, and it all got very, very messy indeed. Yes. And this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. So, yeah, I think it's ridiculous, to be honest. But there we go. Matt says, McDonald's cheeseburgers now £1.19 increase on 99. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Someone asked me that, and I said, well, you know what you want to do? Go to McDonald's, get your cheeseburger, right, and then take a bit off and give it back to them. And then give them 99p. That's what you need to do. That's the solution. Just, yeah, take a chunk off and give it back to us. I don't want that bit. If you're going to charge me extra 20p, you can have that bit back. I'll just have the 99p cheese. Thank you very much. See? It's simple. What's the problem there? It's simple, isn't it? I am Patriot says, poor Damon Hill. Yes, I do agree with you. His face in 1994, yeah, it was very bad, very despondent. And of course, when he found out that, you know, the suspension, I think he knew the suspension was damaged straight away because he could see that it had a big dent in it anyway. But he still brought it back to the pits in the vain hope. I mean, the poor Williams mechanics, they knew it was all over, but they were still there trying to bend this suspension arm back in. But unfortunately, it had creased in the middle. The actual suspension arm, there's a big crease along the middle, so you could not send the car out like that because that would have been so dangerous. Because obviously your suspension's not working properly, and the first bump he'd have gone to, it would have just creased up. If anyone remembers that famous video, I think it's one of the Toro Rossos, when both the suspension collapsed on the front and both the two front wheels flew up in the air. Yeah, it would have been like that for David, so they couldn't have sent him out. It would have been impossible to send him out. But they tried so much to try and unbend this suspension, to try and sort of, you know, unbend the bit in the middle that was bent in, but they couldn't. And Damon Hill was just sitting in the car, and you could see he was looking across from his helmet, and he was shaking his head because he knew it was all over, unfortunately. But yeah. Few people are still getting rich from the crisis. Yes, I agree. A cold winter is coming. Yes, it certainly is. Certainly is. Hello, Mr. HRD. Welcome to the stream. He says, hello, YouTube Dad. That's me. That's me. Aldorf Pustin. Yes. Hail Pustin. HRD. It's killing my motivation even more. I'm losing touch with everything. Yeah, I know. I agree with you. So am I. So am I. I don't think it's ever been this bad. And especially as I'm sort of, you know, supposed to be sort of comedy and entertainment. I just can't seem to get the juices flowing for comedy anymore. I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered because everything's turned into shit, basically. I don't know. But don't worry, I'll still be here. But yeah, it's not good. It's not good. JW97 says, new glasses. Yes, indeed. I'm glad you noticed. Yes, new glasses. Now I look like Joe 90. Da, da, da. Yeah, basically because of COVID, unfortunately, I did get some new glasses just before COVID hit. I was December 2019, and then it was March for 2020 for COVID, wasn't it? So I got some new glasses then, so I was fine. But unfortunately, it's been like 3 years since I got the last pair now, because they've been sending me letters saying, "Ooh, please don't come in. Please don't come in. We're still bit of a crisis going on. We're so behind. Can you not come in?" So I had to leave it for another year. But unfortunately, about 6 weeks ago, I think it was 6 weeks ago, yeah, I started getting blurry vision, and it wasn't like reading, because these are reading glasses. I had to have two separate sets. It wasn't through reading. It was just like my normal seeing. I was starting to get blurred vision. Now, when I was recording my videos, like the All Seasons, I just used my ordinary set of seeing glasses, and unfortunately, everything was starting to go a bit blurry. So I thought, oh dear. Now, I wasn't panicking, because I knew it was because I was a year late with the glasses, and I think I just reached a point where I'd been straining to see so much that my eyes were just saying, "Nope, we've had enough of this. We're just going to give you blurry vision now just to fuck you off." So yeah, I think that's what it was. Anyway, I went to my local Specsavers and had an eye test. I have lost six grades of sight in the last 3 years, but she said that's perfectly normal for your advanced years. Cheeky bitch. She said that's perfectly normal. So, and she said my actual eyes, because they do a little X-ray on your eyes, don't they? And then they compare it to the last time you went in. But she said my actual eyes are, perfect. It's just the usual focusing problem due to old age, but the actual eyes are absolutely fine. So yeah, I finally got some new glasses, and oh my god, what a difference it's made. What a difference. These are reading glasses, and it's really intense at the moment because I can see everything. But my seeing glasses as well are absolutely brilliant, and I can see everything's going on, and thankfully I've had no blurred vision at all since I've swapped over. So yes, it was obviously, as I say, I was a year late getting new glasses, and my eyes just basically said, "Nah, ain't enough of you, mate. Get some new lamps, you little bastard." So that's what I did, and yes, so thankfully we're A-OK now, A-OK. Now I do know for a fact it has slightly affected my performance in like the league races. Not a lot, I wouldn't say, just a tiny bit, because I was having problems obviously seeing the corners properly, because if you've got blurred vision it's quite a problem. But I did do a race on Monday and everything seemed a lot better. I wasn't any faster, but everything did seem a lot better. I could see, everything that was going on, so I was really happy about that. So yeah, here we go. New glasses, all done and dusted for another 2 years. Scott Barnes says, "Hi Dave, hope you're okay." Yes, thank you Scott, very well. Thank you very much. Bruni, 2010. That was it. That was the one, yeah, where both his front wheels fell off. That was bizarre and very funny. Very funny indeed. HRD says, "I still wish I could commit to my usual schedule and go live, but I'm also losing love and passion for YouTube a lot more." I don't blame you. I don't blame you. One of the things I'm losing passion for YouTube is the bloody adverts, which they're really pissing me off now. Like, literally every... Now, I've addressed this issue for my Sunday All Seasons video. There's only 3 sets of ads in the video. I actually process the video, and YouTube puts in 6 sets of ads for the video. So I now manually take 3 sets of those ads out, because it's ridiculous. You don't need 6 sets of ads in a 30-minute video. It's just ridiculous. So I've just got 3 sets now. So it's basically, like I've said before, like a TV program. You get one ad pretty much near the front, there's one in the middle, and there's one on the end, but no one ever watches the end one anyway. So it's only really 2 sets of adverts. But I will continue to do that for all you guys, because it pisses me off so much. I end up watching a video until the first set of adverts come on, and then I switch it off because I can't be bothered to sit there through the adverts, knowing that in another 2 minutes of video I'm going to get another set of adverts. So I've got so many videos that all I watch is the first couple of minutes, and that's ridiculous for content creators who have spent long hours making these videos. I'm sure it must be impacting them as well. I'm sure it must be. And I can't see that they're getting extra revenue because of this. I really can't. I just, because most people are just saying I can't be bothered to watch them. And I'm one of them, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's what's pissing me off about YouTube. It's just ridiculous. Really is. But there you go. Those classes are more suitable for future F2 titles. Yes, they are. They are. Reading glasses? No, racing glass. That's right. They are racing glasses. Yes, they're Teflon coated, especially for racing at high speeds. So I don't get any moths go into. Yeah, no, they're not really. No, that was a lie. You're still 39. I am still 39. You're quite correct. I am still 30. Many more F1 titles are coming. Yes, they are. Hopefully. HRD says, don't be afraid to say you're over 40. I'm 2024 years old and I feel bigger than all the gods. Well, thank you for that, sir. Yes, I am. Well, I'm all... The Hookster's nearly 40. Nearly 40. Yes. Hookster. Yes, he's nearly 40. I'm only, I don't know, 72. Skipping through a long video, the ads pop up for like a minute and unskippable. Yeah, that's another annoying factor as well. I noticed if you start skipping through the video, it suddenly stops you and then you have to watch an unskippable advert. That's really bloody annoying. Because I watched a lot of videos for informational purposes. I'm looking up something. I need to know the answer. Or maybe I'm playing a game and I've really got stuck on it. I don't like to do that, but if I get really stuck on the game, I want to see how to actually get past what I'm trying to get past. But some of those long plays are like 6 hours long, but you can see, like, when you scan through it, you can see the pictures and you can see like the level of what you're getting to. So I scan through it and I just get to the point where I want to watch it, and you click it on to play, and straight away, boom, advert comes up, and it's unskippable for about 20 seconds or 30 seconds, and you're like, fuck's sake. The Hookster is a Highlander. Yes, I am. There can only be one. I can only be one. Yes, there is. No ads should be on YouTube. Just the beginning at the end, not in between. Yeah, I quite agree with you. I quite agree. It's just ridiculous. YouTube are doing this on purpose to get everyone to join up to YouTube Premium so you get it ad free. That's all they're doing it for. They're hoping that everyone will get so pissed off with the ads that they'll just say, I can't bother with this, I'll just pay for YouTube Premium to get no ads at all. That's what they're hoping for. That's what they're doing it for. It's obvious. Absolutely obvious. Well, they won't win. They will not win. No. They could go flip themselves because, no, I am not paying for YouTube Premium just to watch it ad-free. Just take out the ads. Do it. The ads before weren't too bad. You had, like, as I say, 2 or 3 sets. You could live with them. And a lot of them were skippable as well. So you get like 5 seconds and you could skip the ad. The skippable ads just seem to be disappearing fast. I'll tell you what the latest one they do is they give you an unskippable one for 20 seconds. Then it goes on to the next ad, which then you can skip after 5 seconds. I've noticed that a lot on YouTube. That's fairly recent. And that's not on. That's not on. Now, I always put on my videos that the ads are skippable. But I've noticed that even on my videos, some of them come up and they're not skippable. So, if you're out there blaming a creator for this, don't, because it's not our fault. It's just the way YouTube is. Even when you say that you want skippable ads, they still insist somewhere in the video in putting one that you can't skip on it. So yeah, not good, not good. Never gets old. That's it. I never get... JW97 says, you watching through a video and then you get an ad that says, Granny, I got the... Oh God, not that ad. Please, please. The worst of it is, JW97, is I do a lot of survey work. So I actually have to watch a lot of these ads anyway. So I've seen a load of these ads, so I don't want to see them again when I watch them on YouTube, you know, because I'm like, oh, for God's sake, I saw this one. I've seen this one as well. Because as a rule, I don't watch adverts. If I want to watch something, I record it and watch it later so I can skip through the ads. I've never actually watched an advert for God knows how many years. But yeah, because I do survey work, I have to watch all these ads. These are like ads that are still in development or whatever. And it's just like, oh no, I don't want to watch any more ads. Please, just take the bloody ads away now. Scott says he's with them and I really don't like him. I understand. Dave talking about YouTube ads. Next thinking YouTube demonetises the stream. Well, thankfully, JW97, I don't actually monetise these streams because I've tried in the past and YouTube just straight away say, nah. Computer says no. Computer says no. Yes. Every single time. I've tried to reason with them, but no. They put limited ads on every single one of these, like every single live stream and every single ERL Monday night league race. Now, I can understand for the ERL races because there's about 11 or 12 of us all talking, so there's lots of stuff going on that, you know, some people could find offensive or whatever. I can understand this. I don't understand these because I'm censoring what I'm saying at the same time I'm saying it, if you know what I mean. So I don't understand. But no, they refuse and say these are limited ads. In fact, one of my ERL races, when I complained, they said it contained scenes of sexual nudity. Where? Where does it contain scenes of sexual nudity? Anyone who knows, it's just me on the PS4 streaming my race. I've got no camera for it because it's on the PS4, so it's just me. So where's the scenes? I don't know, but there's no point in contesting it because once it's gone to review and they've said no, there's nothing else you can do. There's no other review process you can go through. That's it. Their decision is always final. So but yeah, sexual nudity. I don't know whether that was actually like pictures or whether they were saying we were talking about sexual nudity. That I think is probably what they're on about. But I went back through the video and I didn't hear anything at all. So I'm at a loss. So yeah, I don't actually monetize any of these videos. The only videos that get monetized are the ones that I sort of make, is the all seasons. And if I do a non-live Hookster Talks where I'm just talking about a topic, I'll monetize that. But apart from that, none of the other stuff ever gets monetized because it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it because YouTube doesn't want any kind of controversy on its platform. Doesn't want it at all. It wants conformity. Wants everyone to conform to a certain standard. It wants to be. It wants Jimmy Kimmel on everywhere. That's all it wants. It doesn't want anyone who's got a different point of view. It doesn't want anyone who's controversial whatsoever. No. I'm just glad that YouTube wasn't around in the 70s because that would have been a disaster. Absolute disaster. But yeah, it doesn't want anyone who's got an opinion, basically, an opinion that doesn't hold with the beliefs of YouTube. Yes. And it's just ridiculous. It really is. I have to censor myself so much on here. It's not real. What I really want to say, I don't know. I'll have to find another outlet somewhere just to say what I really want to say because I can't say a thing on here. I'll tell you, it's ridiculous. It really is. Absolutely ridiculous. But that's YouTube for you. That's the way they want it. They want to be this big streaming platform that they want to be like the rival of Netflix and the rival of Amazon Prime and Disney. But I've always said from day one, that is not what YouTube is about. YouTube is about anyone, absolutely anyone whatsoever. It doesn't matter, you know, if you've got 5 subscribers, yeah. But if you've got a passion for something, an absolute passion for something that maybe only 2 other people have got, Go on YouTube, make videos about it. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. But we're just getting swamped, absolutely swamped by it's large creators only. That's it, large creators. It's absolutely strangling choice. No one's got any choice. But that's what YouTube wants. YouTube doesn't want me here. YouTube was rather I'd just bugger off. YouTube does not want me here whatsoever. It really doesn't. No, it's, you know, I've got no place on here for YouTube. I do not conform to what YouTube wants because I'm not a big creator. I don't make YouTube lots of money, and I say things sometimes that are controversial. That does not fit in with YouTube's plan whatsoever. No. But there you go. What can you do? What can you do? I'll tell you what I'll do. I shall continue to stream and say to YouTube, that's what I'll do, because YouTube is for the people, and that's what their own company has forgotten about. YouTube is for the people. I started watching YouTube purely for career modes. I accidentally saw a career mode one day, and I was like, "What's this? What's this? What's this?" And that was it. I was hooked on career modes. And that's, you know, that was my thing. But now YouTube for me is an absolute cornucopia of knowledge. There's just so much out there. I mean, was it 300 hours of video is uploaded every hour to YouTube? 300 hours. You're never going to watch every single thing that's on YouTube. Whereas Netflix, you probably could. And possibly Amazon as well. In, I don't know, a couple of months you could get through it all, couldn't you? But on YouTube, you're never going to... And there's always something to watch on YouTube. Sometimes stuff from 10, 12, 14 years ago when YouTube was in its infancy. It's still good stuff even today. Even today. But yeah, YouTube doesn't want that. YouTube wants to be Netflix. That's all it does. It wants to be Netflix. It doesn't want to be anything else but Netflix. And all you small creators, well... you're a little bit of a pain, really, aren't you? Because, you know, we've got to pay you money every month because, well, you do earn it. You do earn it, to be fair, but it's only £10 a month. And it costs us much more than that just to actually send you the money. So if you could all sort of go away and die, that would be most appreciated. It really would. Then we could get bigger creators that could actually make us more money, and then that would be lovely. Because we take 55% out of everyone anyway. If anyone didn't know that, yes, 55% of any profit we make on YouTube is taken by YouTube. We get the other 45%. Please name me any other company in the world that you'd work for. I mean, I don't class myself as working for YouTube, but any other company in the world that you work for, yeah, where you get your paycheck every month and they come along and say, yeah, hang on, mate, I'm just going to take 55% off of that. That's mine. That's mine. Yeah, that's my money. Yeah, ER, you could have the rest. What, 45%? All right, good. That's how it works, mate. I'm sorry. Yeah, we've always done it that way. Yeah, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? It really is. Oh, it's the Scot. It's not what it looks like. Oh, God. You were going to eat him without me, weren't you? Now the biting makes sense. Piss, Scott's home early. Hello, Mr. Plynor Plessy. Welcome to the stream. I was watching Classic F1 on Sky earlier. It was Spa 2010. That Jonathan Legard was a Legard. I always said Legard then. Was a terrible commentator. Yeah, I know. I watched him in 2010. It was a little bit wooden, I must admit. And obviously he didn't last until 2011 because Martin Brundle took over the full duties with David Coulthard, didn't he? So yeah, it didn't last very long. But yeah, he was just a little bit wooden. A lot of people liked him though and said he was, you know, a great commentator. Personally, I don't know. I don't see where that was coming from. He was all right. He wasn't, you know, terrible, but he wasn't brilliant. I'm not a fan of Alex Jacks, I have to say. I think he's I think he's from the Araver camp. He gets a little bit too excited over nothing. Let's put it that way. Yeah, a little bit too excited over nothing, you know? Everything's so excited. Have you noticed at the start of the races, the lights go out and it's sort of long silence before he says anything? I'm like, well, come on. Where's the... And the lights out and it's away we go. No. I think it was the last race just before the summer break. I think it was anyway. I mean, I only get the highlights, but I was watching it and like for the first 20 seconds there was nothing, and then suddenly into turn one he suddenly came and I thought, has he been asleep? Has he just woken up or what? Very weird. Very weird. I've never seen that before. Never seen that before. I mean, Murray Walker, Jesus Christ. You could never get him to shut up, never mind have a pause for 20 seconds. It just wouldn't have happened. Would not have happened. No. I mean, God bless Murray. He could make paint dry sound interesting. He really could. Yes. And it's running down the corners. It's running down the corners. Oh no. The paint splattered everywhere. The paint splattered everywhere. Oh, he's binned it. He's binned it. He really could make anything sound interesting. But I just don't get why you'd have a 20-second pause at the start of a Grand Prix before you start saying anything. Just, you know, just go, oh, look, away we go, like everyone else does. Well, weird. So, yeah, I'm not a great fan of Alex Jacks, I have to say. I can see why he got the job, but I much prefer Ben Edwards. And very, very sad when he left. But there you go. What can you do? He kept saying, oh, there's a problem. Yes. Still better than James Allen, though, with his tyre pressures, eh? Oh, my God. He used to send me to sleep every 5 minutes. All he'd go on about was the tyre pressures. Oh, well, he's put 21 psi in the tyre this time at the front, and there'll be 22s in the rears, surely. Just shut up now. God's sake. Still better than Crofty. I agree. Still better than Crofty. I'd argue Ledyard is worse than Crofty. Possibly. I disagree. I love Alex Jacks. Crofty good, but not great. Makes too many mistakes. Well, I'm glad you like him, Scott. I'm glad you like him. I'm not that much of a fan, to be honest, but I'm glad that somebody likes him. So, well done. Ledyard was my favourite commentator, maybe because I'm strange. That's got to be the reason, Matt. Got to be the reason. Because you're strange. Alex Jacks, I think, is amazing. Brings more enthusiasm and utilises the bloody technology he has, unlike a certain David Croft. Well, thankfully, JW97, I haven't got Sky, so I've never actually seen a Croft commentary. Obviously, I get it on the Formula 1 games where I start to fall asleep. But the actual commentary, I've never watched a Sky race, so I don't know what it is that he doesn't do. But I have heard that there's a lot of things he doesn't do, so well done. And well done for you for being another Alex Jacks fan. I love it. I really do. That's what we need. Different opinions. I love it. Personally, in my opinion, I'm not too much of a fan. But well done. I'm glad he's got fans. I really am. Because I hate it when, these commentators get a lot of stick. But no, as long as you like him, that's all that matters. That's what I say. Yes, I love different opinions. That's what makes the world goes round. Oh, we can't say that though, because YouTube conformity. YouTube conformity. No, you can't have an opinion on that. No, don't be silly. YouTube conformity. James Allen was good, but 2007 to 2008 was Hamilton Mania. Yes, it was. Yes. I do like his commentary on one of the Italian Grand Prix qualifying. Has he done it? Has he done it? No, he hasn't. Well done. Well done indeed. Right, I've got to move on to the rest of what the video was called before I do anything else. So we've talked about Danny Ricciardo leaving Mercedes. Oh, here we go. PS5 price increase. Yes, as of, I think it's today or end of the week anyway. The PlayStation 5 in the UK is increasing to £480. £480, up from £450, so it's got a £30 price increase. Now, obviously with everything else going up, it was inevitable. But surely, if you want to sell more units for a system that's very hard to get anyway, a price reduction would have been the way to go, not a price increase. Knock 20 quid off the price would, or make it 400. That would have got the punters in. In fact, I think you probably would have sold a lot more. But now you've got it's almost $5,000 for God's sake. It's almost $5,000 for a games console that hasn't got any games for it, hardly any anyway. And everyone's saying is pretty much the same as it's a PS4 Pro. PS4 Pro. Yes. Not good. Really not good. But anyway, we will persevere. Hopefully it won't get to £1,000, and then I really won't be able to get one. But I'm holding out. Hopefully one day. But yeah, it's now got to £480, which is not good news, especially if we're just about to go into this fuel crisis. Personally, if I was the boss of Sony, I would have knocked it down to 400 quid and said, there you go. They would have flown outdoors. I'm sure they would have done. Or they would have sold a lot more anyway than actually increasing the price. But that's the world we live in now. Everything is just upside down and crazy. It really is. So there you go. PS5, as from, I think, this weekend, will now be the super duper bargain price, £480 for the model with the disc drive in it. Yes. It's about $380, I think, for the digital version. So anyway, so there you go. Fantastic news. And right, next thing we got to look at, F1 Manager. F1 Manager was released, I think, today. I think it is, yes, 25th is today. I've seen some videos already of it from Okay. Game looks very nice. Have to say though, doesn't look anything like the trailers. So they were a little bit of porcupine going on there, but fair play to them. Everyone does that. Everyone makes trailers where the game looks even better. That's been going on since games first came out. I bet Pac-Man looked great when it first came out in a trailer, to be honest. But yeah, so we can't blame him for that. So it does look a little bit worse. But don't forget, this is an F1 Manager game. So it's got lots of things going on. So the visuals aren't going to be as good as like a dedicated F1 game like F1 22. But it's still bloody impressive indeed. I did watch one of Ara's videos. Why not check him out? He's on YouTube somewhere. I don't know where, but yeah, somewhere. I did watch one of Ara's videos, and one thing I will say is it's very, very, very technical. It's the kind of game, obviously it's only single players, no multiplayer. It's the type of game for a nerdy nerd to sit down and play for a very long time, like a 6-hour session on your own. I'm sure it'll be fine. For actually watching it on YouTube, I honestly can't think of anything more boring. I really can't. Now, I did notice that Ara's videos got 248,000 views or so. Fair play to him. But I think very quickly that'll evaporate. I think the only reason it got that many views was because it was something completely brand new. And, we hadn't had an F1 Manager game for so many years, so everyone wanted to see what it was about. But I think very quickly those views will deteriorate because there's nothing to watch. Okay? There's really nothing to watch past the first episode. Because, you know exactly what's going on after that. And you can't create your own team. You've got to drive as one of the drivers in the Formula 1 season. So, why would you watch a video when surely you'd rather just do that yourself? Now, obviously, like career modes, you can, cough, artificially add a little bit of drama into the mix, with the use of the wonderful flashback system, that one. So you could always introduce drama there, and also with the use of clever editing editing techniques, you can always introduce some drama. Yes. So for career modes, it's always quite exciting to watch them on YouTube. Yeah, because you can add all that into the mix. But for F1 Manager, you can't do any of that. You can't make any of it up. You can't edit it to make it look any better than it is. So I think very soon that will disappear very, very quickly, because people will just go, it's boring, mate, isn't it? And I did look in the comments on both Arava's video and Tom's 97 video, and there was a couple of comments there saying, fair play to you, but I did find this boring. So it wasn't just me. There was other people. Obviously, you've got all the 12-year-old lads going, oh, Arava, this is the best video in the world. I've never seen one as good. You're always going to get them in there. You're not going to stop that. But there was a few that said, great video, but sorry, I did find it boring. Because, as I say, you can't add anything to what's going on. It's following a set routine. All you can do is keep changing what's going on. And I have to say, it looked very complicated. I mean, you really need a mouse and a keyboard to do that properly. On PS4 and 5, that's going to be a little bit difficult. Now, someone mentioned to me that it's probably optimised to use the controller better, so that'd be good. I'd like to see someone playing this game on console, because all the ones like Tom 97 and Arava, they're both on PC. I'd like to see someone doing it on console and see how it is. But saying that, you can easily plug in a keyboard and a mouse to a PS4 and a PS5. It's absolutely easy. Pretty much 99.9% of any wireless keyboard and mouse will plug into a PS4 and PS5 and work straight out of the box. So you could do it that way. It's not really a problem. So yeah. But I would like to see someone actually doing it with the controller, because I think that's going to be a little bit more complicated. But we will see, because you've got to go through all the options very, very quickly if you want things to happen. But as I say, F1 Manager looks great. Does look great, I have to say. But for watching it on YouTube, I don't see the point. When you could just do it yourself. And I'll say you can't add any drama into it, so yeah, no point really. James Allen's commentary on F1 06 Championship Edition was also good. Yes, it was. Thoughts on the French Grand Prix officially confirmed they will not be on the calendar in 2023. Very happy. Very happy indeed, JW97. I've never liked Paul Richard. Never liked it. I think it's boring. I did sort of warm to it the last couple of years when I've been playing it more, but still not a circuit. It's never going to be a great circuit. No one's ever going to say that's comparable to Spa, are they? Let's face it. I mean, yeah, it's just a mere circuit, isn't it? It's just mere. It's just, there's no, yeah, just, nah. Can't be bothered. I have Sky, but when it's the British Grand Prix, Channel 4 all the way. Alex Jacks, I'm enjoying his commentary. British go both this and last year, but Italy last year. I agree. I did actually, for the British Grand Prix, I had the option of watching the Sky feed as well, because what they do is they automatically let me watch Sky at the same time as Channel 4 on Virgin anyway. But I elected to stick with Channel 4 to watch the British Grand Prix, and that's what I did, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yes. I read about the PS5 increasing. Good thing I got mine a year ago. Yeah, well done to you, Mr. Blindle Plessy. Well done. I wish I could say the same thing. I can't find one anywhere where I live. It's just ridiculous. I'd have less of a problem finding Carmen Joy naked on a beach in Spain, to be honest. Yes, I think that would be more of a possibility than finding a PS5 where I am. But there you go. Anyway, if you happen to be Sony right now watching these streams, because I'm sure everyone at Sony, at their Tokyo headquarters, are probably all sitting around now watching Hookster Talks. If you are at Sony and you would like to donate That means I haven't got to pay for it. Donate a PS5 to this channel, which don't forget is called F1 Games PlayStation. So PlayStation, I've actually been promoting you for the last 6 or 7 years for free. Don't I deserve something back? Don't I at least deserve something back? So yeah, if you'd like to donate for free as a giveaway a PlayStation 5 to this channel, I would be eternally grateful. I really would. And I promise that I will be absolutely mesmerised by all your games, and I will say absolutely beautiful things about everything, and especially about Sony, which I will still say to this day is the best company on the planet. Yes, no other company can beat Sony. No other company. No. Forget your Microsoft. No. Forget your Nintendo. No. It's Sony all the way. The best company on the planet. Yes. And if you could, in your little hearts, send me that PS5 for free. I don't want to pay for free. Then I would be eternally grateful. And as I say, I will do 24-hour live streams of all your games. In fact, if you send me one for free, I will live stream every single Sony game that's ever been invented by you. Yeah. I won't even stop to sleep. I won't even stop to drink. I won't even stop to eat. I won't even stop to... Well, I might have to stop to do that. But you know what I mean. I will just continue. And across the bottom of the screen will be a continuous message saying, I love Sony. It'll just be, like on Sky News when you get a little ticker going across the bottom. It'll just say, I love Sony. I love Sony. Please give me a PS5. I love Sony. That'll be it. That's my commitment to you. So please, if you'd like, send me... Yeah, right. Keep dreaming, Dave. Keep dreaming. Oh, my tablet's just switched off. Excuse me while I go back to the chat. They come together, Hamilton and Verstappen in the gravel trap at the first chicane, and it's happening again. Phenomenal. I'll only probably get a PS5 on a Black Friday if it's available. Yeah, it's a good idea, Matt. I do look at those Black Fridays. You do get some good deals, but you've got to be very, very quick. Very, very quick. The French Grand Prix runoff felt like an illusion. Yes, it sure does. Matthew says, hasn't Gomez Super Chat's been enough yet for... Unfortunately, Matt, due to the currency change from dollars to pounds, the answer at the moment is no. But we are getting there. We are getting there. We're definitely getting there. But yeah, due to that, and also due to the fact that everything on YouTube I get taxed for as well. I can't even remember what it is. How much the tax is, but yeah, it's it all knocks the price down, unfortunately. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Shouldn't be too much longer. Well, it will be a little bit more longer now because it's just gone up 30 bloody quid. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, unfortunately, YouTube charged me tax for any super chats. And also I lose, because of the currency conversion, because dollars into pounds doesn't equal anything like the same. It's currently at, I think, £13.89 is $20. Something like that anyway. So yeah, if you work that out, £13.89, and then of course YouTube will then tax me on that £13.89, which goes back into the American economy. It goes into Google's pockets again. And I don't even know what that tax is, how much it is, but I definitely get taxed on every super chat. So that reduces it down from £13.89. I don't know, probably 12 quid, something like that. So as you can imagine, Matt, there's a lot of 12 quids in 450. But we're getting there, we're getting there. Maybe Christmas, maybe Christmas. Let's hope so anyway. I would, but I don't trust super chats on here. Don't like racing to get personal info. Yeah, I understand that, Mr. HRD. I understand that. Understand that indeed. Right, I've been waffling on for 1 hour and 14 minutes now. 14 minutes. Ah, thank you, Matt. That's very kind of you. Thanks, mate. Matthew D'Souza's give me £1. There you go. I'm £1 less off my total now. And as you're in the UK, I don't think I get taxed on that. I don't. So that. What do I? I can't remember. I might get taxed on the pound. No, I don't know. I can never work out YouTube. So I might actually get the whole of that £1. So thanks, Matt. Thanks very much indeed. All donations are appreciated, as always. I will do it because if I get a PS5, I will be able to continue the all seasons for about, I don't know, until I die. No, I'll be able to continue the all seasons because the old PS4 is getting a little bit old and cranky now, getting a bit clanky. So, you know, if anything happens to that, I could be in trouble. Yes, because obviously I can't make videos if that doesn't work anymore. So that could be a problem. So at some point, yeah, I'm gonna have to get a PS5 just to keep the channel going. Basically, that's all I want to get one for. Basically, is to keep the channel alive. Because like I say, at some point it's going to fail, and then I won't be able to make any more videos. So yeah, that's the main reason for the PS5, and of course because we all know next year F1 will highly unlikely be on PS4. It'll only be PS5. So that's another reason for getting the PS5. But we will see what happens. We will see what happens. Helium Trophy says they'll give you... Oh, thank you, Helium Trophy. They'll give me 70p of that. There you go, 70p. I get 70p. So thank you, Matt. That will contribute to my PS5 fund, as all the funds are contributing. As I say, unfortunately, they do tax me on the Super Chats. And, of course, as I say, with the currency conversion, currently, I think £13.89. It's like that. It goes up and down, obviously, every single day. But £13.89 is what I get out of a $20 Super Chat. And then they tax me on that. I think it then comes in at about £12.50. So, like, anyway. So, yeah. I'll say there's a lot of £12.50s and 450. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Because I want to continue the channel. I want to continue the all seasons, because there's a lot of people out there that do still enjoy that series, and I enjoy making it, which is the most important thing. If I was fed up with it, then obviously that would come out in the videos, because you'd see that I was getting tired of it, but I still enjoy making them. So I want to continue for as long as I can, and thankfully, because the PS5 plays PS4, it won't be a problem, you see. So I will be able to continue for, I don't know, a couple more years at least, couple more years. So anyway, if you're out there, Sony, look, see, I've got my lovely people out there donating money. So do us a solid, and then donate me a free PS5, and then the channel could continue for the next, I don't know, I'm going to say 5 years at least. 5 years. I can't say any more than that, because I'll be pretty ancient by then, but at least 5 years. If I get a PS5, that will keep us going for a good 5 years. So that'll be all seasons, and all these live streams and everything else. You know, the live streams unfortunately on a computer, which is a separate thing altogether. So you know, if that fails, we could have other problems. But we won't talk about that. We'll just continue. Yes, a lot of people don't realise that YouTube is quite expensive to do. Yes, it is quite expensive, and if you're someone who hasn't got any money, it's not good. It's not good, but we will endeavour to keep the channel going for as long as we can. So don't forget, send me a PS5. No, Mr. Plino Plessy, I haven't got a PS5 yet. No, I'm still on my PS4 doing the all seasons. I just can't. Well, apart from the fact that I haven't got the money at the moment, I'm sort of just over halfway, I think, to getting the money. But that's not the issue. The other issue is you just can't get them where I am. All my local stores, they just haven't got them. They haven't had them for ages and ages. I expect if I went somewhere else in the country, I could probably get one. But actually, where I am, it's pretty impossible. I don't know why. It just seems to be certain areas of the country you've got no chance. So yeah, if I was somewhere else, I probably would be able to get one. But at the moment, no chance. Cannot get one for love nor money. Really. Argos, Currys, forget it. Just constantly says, sorry, out of stock, you sad bastard. We're not going to get you one. We don't care if your name's F1 Games PlayStation. We're still not going to get you one. No, no. Anyway, Sony, this is a direct appeal to you from F1 Games. Please send me a free PS5. Don't forget, it's not for me, it's for the channel. So it's, can I class it as tools for work? That's what electricians do, don't they, and plumbers? They always say, yeah, they claim it tax-paid, don't they? Tools for work. So can I claim it as tools for work, PS5? Because I don't want it. I know it's for the channel. It's for the channel. It's not for me. Not for me. I'll hardly ever use it. Be honest. Yeah, it's for the channel. So, tools for work, please. Tools for work. Thank you. Please send me a PS5. As I say, I'll be eternally grateful. Live streaming 24/7, no stopping. Every Sony game ever made. Yes, every, guaranteed. Right from the PS1 up to the PS5. As long as it's a Sony game, though. I'm not going to do every single game. That would be stupid. And my head would explode. But every single Sony game that's ever been made, so that's all the Gran Turismos, don't forget. All the Gran Turismos. I'll stream them all. Just send me one for free. Send me one for free. Thank you. I love you forever. Don't forget, PlayStation. I've been using your name. Oh, but I shouldn't have said I've been using your name. Oh! I've been borrowing your name since 2014. All that free publicity. And what do I get for it? Nada. Nada. Not even a whiff of a PS5. Helium Trump says, time to go on Amazon. Yeah, I've tried Amazon as well. I have set up an invitation for Amazon, so they're going to invite me if they're going to have any in stock. But I've only just done that, so I don't expect to hear from them for a while. That explains why you cannot play the F1 Manager game. Don't think it's available on... It is actually on PS4. I did have a look. It is on PS4, yeah. It's very cheap, in fact, as well. It's only £36 on PS4. You can get it from the Game Collection. More free advertising. The Game Collection is currently selling it online for £36. I think it's 19 pence. Yes, you can get it. So it's very cheap. It's £41 on PS5. Unfortunately, yes, it's slightly more expensive, but yeah, it is. I was very surprised that it wasn't out, but on PS4, but it is. Yes, so it's £36. As bad as that, it is as bad as that. As bad as that is, yes, I quite agree. So anyway, that's the end of my special Children in Need appeal for a PS5. It's not for me. It's tools for work, don't forget. Tools for work. So please, if you're watching at Sony, please, maybe if I keep saying Sony, the algorithm will pick it up and it will go straight to Sony's HQ in China. What do you reckon? Do you reckon it will? Sony. 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 Please. I love you. I love you, Sony. I always have. Yes. I just want to cuddle you. Cuddle you. Please. Please send me a PS5. For free. For free. Thank you very much. Okay, 1 hour 23 minutes. That's enough of my waffle. That's enough of my waffle. Let's go and see if there's anyone in the Facebook and then we'll wrap up the stream because I wanted to keep it a little bit shorter tonight because we had that massive quiz last week which went on for God knows how long. So many hours. So many hours. But yeah, so let's have a look. There probably won't be anyone about because they're probably all playing F1 Manager. But we will see. If anyone turns up. Please excuse me, I am live right now and I have to press all the buttons myself. Yes, I have not employed a button presser. Well, I did have a button presser, but that's another story. And that was the 80s. She knew how to press my buttons. Right, let's continue. Da, 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 da. I see at my toy store they're offering Sony PlayStation 5 for Gran Turismo for €560. Wowzers, me trousers, as I like to say constantly. 500. Well, that's euros. I can't remember what the euro conversion is to pounds. Is it more or is it less? I'm not sure. The Gran Turismo 7 is a free add-on. Wow. Full F1 Manager was out on the 30th of August. It's apparently it's got that early access, Matt, where it comes out 5 days early if you pre-ordered it. It is officially out on the 30th, yeah, but there's a 5-day early access window, which means you can get it right now. Right now. Right, let's see if anyone's about. Got to get rid of some people here. Stand by. That one. That one. That one. That one. That one. Oh, we've got to get rid of Josh because he said he wasn't going to be here. He's at a concert, so we won't bother doing Josh. He's off gallivanting. Gallivanting. Can't do him either because he's not even on Facebook anymore. Okay. Headphone time. Headphone time. Oh, almost forgot to mention F1's back on. F1's back for Spa. That's the other thing. No, I didn't have time to put that on the video. It wasn't enough room. Yeah, Spa's back. Way F1. Fantastic. If no one answers, I'm having an early night. I don't think anyone will because I haven't pre-prepared anyone or said I'm going to be on or anything. So, oh, I say again, the Canadian. Now, in answer to your question earlier about tax, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, hang on, let me put the volume up. I can hardly hear you. Let's put this up a bit. Right, okay.
Checking. Can you hear me now, Dave?
I've got you. Now, let me hang on a minute while I bring up what you said. Now, don't forget, everyone who's watching, this is Dominic, and he's in Canada. And I was saying, I actually put in the chat about the fact that the PS5 was increasing in price.
Indeed.
And he said that in Canada they have a 13% sales tax. He says, correct me if I'm wrong, Americans, but you guys pay around 6% generally speaking, or does it vary from state to state? Well, I just like to add to that and say, no. It's the fact that you are USA's bitch. That's why you have to pay more tax purely for the privilege of living so close to the USA.
Oh, I was not aware of that. Yeah, I thought it was for public services and stuff within Canada. No, it just goes to the United States of America. It makes much more sense than what I thought it was.
You're USA's bitch. Everyone knows it, Dom. You can't get out of it. You are USA's bitch.
Yeah. So you cannot move the country of Canada away from the United States of America. So yes, I suppose that is correct.
Exactly.
But yeah, quite shocking news, Dave Hook, that the PS5 has increased in price. I believe this is the first time a PlayStation console has increased in price, retail price rather, since ever. I don't think the PS1, 2, 3, or 4 had ever gone up in price at the launch price.
You're right, they have not. So this is a worrying trend. as I say, if they're trying to sell more units, even though it's very difficult to get hold of them, I would have thought reducing the price would have been more beneficial than actually increasing it. But that's just me. That's just it's a crazy idea. But maybe if they sold them for £400 dollars, they would have got rid of a few more than actually putting it up. But this is the world, and unfortunately everything's increasing with fuel and petrol and gas and everything. So it was inevitable that they were going to have to increase the price. I just think the timing is very, very wrong. Very, very wrong.
Yes, because in other Sony news, apparently there's been a lawsuit against them hiking prices on their stores and stuff like that. So, it's not a good day for Sony.
Not a good day at all,
in my opinion, in terms of public relations.
Exactly.
So I assume that's what you've been talking about on Hookster Talks, but
we haven't.
Definitely not a good day for Sony.
No, we haven't talked about the Sony being sued, because obviously that's only applied in the UK. But yeah, I knew it was going to happen, because they've been overcharging on the store for years and years and years. I mean, you could buy exactly the same game on disc from like Amazon, and it was £10 to £20 cheaper. And
that's quite a lot, actually. That's significant. I thought it was going to be a lot, like the margin was going to be less, but no, that is quite a lot.
Yeah, and it's just ridiculous, because you buy a game off their store, and what do you get? All you get is 100 gig or whatever on your hard disk, and that's it. You get no case, you get no disc, you get no manual, no instructions how to use it whatsoever, which really annoys me sometimes, that you have to go through the actual menus in game just to look at the control setup. I mean, I always used to look through the manual. That's the first thing I'd do when I got a game, was open up the case and read the manual. And the manuals used to be beautiful works of art. Beautiful works of art. We had like 100 illustrated colour pages of everything that was going on in the game, and they were just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now you just press a button, it downloads in about 20 hours if you've got slow internet, and that's it. That's all you get. And yet they then, just to really stick the knife in, charge you an extra £10 to £20 more just for that privilege.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
And you don't physically own anything, Dave. It's all the viewers wondering at home, saying, "Oh, what's the big deal? The difference between, a physical copy of the disc and like a digital download." Essentially, with a digital download, you are buying the rights to download and play the game while it's on their store, essentially.
Yes.
So what happened, for example, with the PS3 store and their games, once their store went offline, any game that you had purchased the right to download, you no longer had accessibility to that download again. If it was already on your system, great, you could still play it, it's fine. But once the store gets taken down, you lose that right to download the media that you paid for. So it's extremely controversial, and that's why a lot of people still like physical media. You always have it in your hands. It's not digital. It'll never get taken away from you unless somebody robs your house, So, but yeah, the fact that they are charging more in the UK store, or they were charging more, privy to this lawsuit, is just it's just thievery. I'll say it.
I know. It's just ridiculous. It really is. I've got to read this comment out in the chat. It's from Matthew D'Souza. He says Dom's laughing inside as he has a PS5 already.
Yeah, you know what? I'll say this. I said it once and I'll say it again. I got extremely lucky with it when I bought it. Just I think it was after Christmas time of last year. Yeah, I went into Walmart. I went into my local game store and I asked them, and they said, "No, we don't have it." I went to, I don't know if they had this in the States or in the UK, Dave. Did you guys have Radio Shack or no?
We used to have one similar. It was called Tandy back in the day. Yeah, it was exactly the same store, only it was the UK version. Yeah.
Yeah, so in Canada, we had old store like electronic stores called Radio Shack, similar to how Best Buy operates nowadays. Now it's called The Source, and it's pretty much the same as a Best Buy. Not as competitive as Best Buy in terms of sales and marketing and stuff like that, but definitely an option. And yeah, I went in there and I said, hey, I wasn't even expecting them to have one. I said, hey, like, could I pre-order one online? And the guy says, oh, you don't have to do that. We've got one in the back. And I'm like, oh, okay. Is it a return or something? What's wrong with it? I said. And he's like, no, it's not a return. We don't even take returns here. We just have a boxed one, and it's a disc version. I said, I'll take it. And that's the story of how I got my PS5. But
that sounds like me.
Sorry,
that sounds like me in the 80s when I used to go into a store with my dirty Mac on. Anyway, no, we'll brush over that. Continue on.
But yeah, now with the price hike, getting your hands on a PS5 is not going to be easier. So yeah, it's a shame too, because it'll just give resellers and price gougers more motivation to keep doing what they're doing, really, which is a shame. But we can't do anything until Sony just produces more units, and then once supply and demand even out, maybe we'll see a price drop, but the price increase is a clear indicator that there is just still so much demand for a PS5. And who else but other than Mr. JLev 666? It's Jamie.
Yo.
F2 winner, I'll have you know. F2, qualifying, fastest lap, both races.
F2 sweeper. He did not lose qualifying or either of the races. Everyone bow down to Mr. J.
There you go. There you go.
But so Jamie, we were just talking about, as TB bows to you as well, we were just talking about the price hike of the PS5 and Sony's very recent lawsuit that was filed against them on the, I believe on the UK PlayStation Store, that they were hiking prices unfairly. So,
I was the one who told Dave about it, I think, about the lawsuit. I think I told Dave about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, well, I completely agree. I've said it for ages. Like, I can go on the PlayStation Store, a game will be £70 maybe. I can go in and get it in the game store for £45-50 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's usually about a 10. It depends what game, but it's usually about a 10 or £20 markup on the store.
That's what Dave just said too. Yeah, 10 to £20. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, Sony probably owes me about £200, which is
nice. Now I
maybe
think
more.
Yeah. Now I think what they're going to have to do, because obviously they can't go through every single person's game collection, because another thing is that they do discounts on their games as well, so they're not going to know what they are. But I think what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to do a standard sort of bursary for every person. You know, they can say every person can have £100 or whatever. That's what they're going to have to do, isn't it?
I don't know, Dave. I would disagree with that, because I think that's going to create a lot more uproar. I mean, Sony already has like all the purchasing information of every account, so
yeah, they've got it, but could they be bothered to go through it all? Whereas they could just give people enough to shut them up, basically.
Computers can do that, though. I don't think somebody's going to sit there, like a human is going to sit there and go through every person's account. That's not realistic. But I think, like, if they have that information stored on a server, they can just plug in the numbers from that server onto a computer, and then the computer will do all of the work and say, this person gets $20 reimbursed, this person gets $150 reimbursed. Because especially for people who buy a ton of games, if in a calendar year somebody buys 10 games at a $20 markup, so that's $200 they could have saved, or $200 that Sony overcharged, versus somebody who only plays a little bit and they bought one game. You can't pay those two people the same. So I think the right thing for Sony to do is to take the information that they have, most likely on a server or a computer, and just reimburse people based on how many games they bought. I think that's the only feasible solution that's fair.
They were talking about giving like people the option of basically like buying a free game, like you give them some sort of token for a free game, but that won't work either, because but then Sony, because the companies, like the game developers, like, say they gave everyone a free token, well, half the million people, or however many people got a PlayStation now, all would buy a Call of Duty. Well, then Activision are losing money because people
right.
So yeah.
Or so what if what if there's a small studio that makes like a really popular indie game and they really need that money and it goes viral and everybody uses their tokens to spend on that game, like if I was a small game developer and people are using free handouts from Sony to pay for their games, I would go to Sony and say, hey, like I deserve that credit. I deserve that money. Maybe Sony pays them out. Like for your example, Jay, maybe Sony would pay Activision based on how many tokens that the player bases use towards purchasing Call of Duty. But we'll see how it goes. It's a mess.
That just creates another problem for Sony then, doesn't it? They've got to then mess about paying other companies. And
yeah.
Of course, I mean, you're going to have the situation like with Don, who's, it's unlucky for Don that he doesn't live in the UK, because we all know Don's got a lot of games. If you look at his profile, he's got about 650 games on there. I mean, he'd be well in the money if he was over here right now. So yeah, the parity between everyone's going to be different. So they've got to try and sort out something that's going to work. Matt in the chat says, wish you could play old PS2 and PS3 games on the PS5. We'll never get to play F1 2010, which is my favourite season, as I've never had a console before PS4. Yeah, that's a shame that is, Matt, because great game, 2010. It's how I met most of these reprobates on here anyway.
Good choice of words, Dave.
Scott says, Dave, please could you ask Dom, does he know Walmart is Asda in the UK? There you go.
Walmart is called what in the UK?
Asda.
Asda. Never heard of it.
And he says Sainsbury's he thinks he's Target over there, and Tesco failed in the US. Yeah, I remember Tesco failed in the US because you started to get them over there, and then they all went tits up.
My local Asda flooded today.
Oh no, Jamie.
Yeah. What was it? The one in Bexley Heath flooded with all that rain this morning.
I know. Do you know what? I was really kicking myself this morning because it was heading my way. It literally missed me by about 2 miles.
Oh.
Yeah, I got this weather map and it shows you where the rain was, and this huge big dollop of red rain was approaching me, but it only got as far as Maidstone, and it went past. It did rain this morning, but it was nowhere near. I mean, they were predicting it was going to be a complete, disaster, and I was like, oh no, with a hole in my roof. But it just missed me by inches, so I was very happy about that. Now, Dom, Matt says, can he make you an offer of your PS5 £3.99? He says £3.99 is the equivalent of 950 Canadian dollars. I think actually you're probably right there, Matt.
Wait, $3.99?
$3.99, yeah. British Earth pounds.
$3.99.
I bet that's £7.50 in Canadian. Bet you.
It's 610 Canadian dollars, actually.
What?
Yeah. No. Yeah, £399 sterling, right?
Oh no, he said
No.
£3.99.
Oh,
£3.99.
oh, sure, yeah.
I thought for a minute there, you're kidding.
You forgot the decimal point, Tom.
Yeah, you forgot the decimal point.
Yeah, okay.
I thought we were in India for a minute there.
Yeah.
With the what is
It's
it? The
about
rupees, isn't it?
10,000 rupees.
Yeah, 1 million rupees
Yeah.
is about a tenner, isn't it, or something? So what is it, Dom? I bet you it's £7.50.
$6.11.
Ah, there you go. $6.11.
Not a bad offer. I
Not a
mean,
bad offer. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah, I'm on the fence about it. I'll think about it.
just not that I would, because I won't have anything else to play. But I was saying to Dave the other day that at the moment I wish I didn't really bother getting a PS5. Just not worth it. Just there's no games, there's no benefit, there's nothing new, there's nothing that I couldn't do on the PS4.
Yeah.
You know,
The only advantages I have seen so far are faster loading times, and I mean it's marginal. Like the faster loading times by maybe on average like 40 to 50% faster. So like loading times are generally cut in half, but like most loading times on the PS4 aren't even that bad.
all right. So get
and-
this done.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. So faster loading times, right? But
Right.
I very rarely play singular games. Maybe a bit of FIFA where I'm playing online.
Yeah.
But when I'm playing with Dave on the PlayStation, or even Ollie or whatever, when we're playing Call of Duty, I've got to wait for them to load it anyway.
Yeah, that's true. When there's crossplay, you have to wait anyways.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there on a loading screen that's ready, waiting for Ollie on his PS4 to then load up. It's
Yeah.
like, what's the point? We sit there for an hour on a Monday night waiting for Dave to press the X button while his thing spins down.
Well, that's not a loading screen. That's just Dave falling asleep in his chair. But I get your point. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, every time on a Monday night, I'm one of the I'm the first one into that little bit where the things spin round on the side.
Yeah.
And I just sit there waiting for everyone else.
Yeah. The other thing that I see as a marginal advantage for the PS5 is I do get good frame rate in some games. Only one or two games have I noticed the frame rate be like significantly better. Probably the most noticeable one for me is Apex Legends. I don't know if you get good frame rate or better frame rate on Call of Duty, because that's probably another graphically intense game, right?
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, I played it on the PS4 all the time, and I play it on the PS5 all the time. And to be honest, not that big of a difference. It's not like noticeable. Maybe when the new one comes out it's in about 4 weeks. I think that'll be a massive difference. But yeah, it's not. There probably is a difference, but I'd say not enough to notice it.
Yeah. For most games, yeah, like the F1 game, there's no difference. Most other like single player games, there's no difference. Again, for me, only Apex Legends, like a really graphically demanding first person shooter game, is where I get good frame rates. But again, it's not enough to justify the huge leap in hardware and the huge leap in price point now. So I should really clean out that roach infested PS4 Pro. That's still I've tried twice, Jamie, and I can't stomach it. As soon as I open like the hard disk drive tray, like you just see a couple of them dead just lying there, and no, No, like
You
I'm
need to
done.
you need to sort of like, when like you take the end off the Hoover, so it's just like the little circle at the end.
Yeah, I know.
You need to kind of just lift it up a little bit and just shove that in there and wiggle it about a bit.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, I just can't. But it works. That's the thing. I remember the day I got it. I plugged the damn thing in and I turned it on and it worked. The disk drive was probably all dirty and so it couldn't read discs, but like it had downloaded to the latest patch. It could probably play like downloaded games. It was working fine, but yeah, I just can't stomach it. And I don't want to get rid of it too because it's worth a lot. It's like PS4 Pros it's basically like a PS4 and a half, like it's the next best thing if you can't get a PS5. So
Did you wonder what that burning smell was when you turned it on though?
yeah, it smelled like burnt sugar, and I was like, this kind of smells funny, and yeah, so yeah, not fun opening that up for the first time.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
well, at least one thing, Dom. I think you can be pretty assured they're all dead by now.
Oh yeah, absolutely, they're dead.
Yeah, can't be any still alive in there.
No, if they were alive in there, I would have known by now. But no, they're definitely a gone. They're definitely all goners.
I watch videos on YouTube where they're cleaning them out, and oh my god, it's just,
Oh,
and they're
yeah,
still a lot of them. They're still running about inside as well. That's the best thing. They have to put them in this big like plastic box so that they all don't run about everywhere. It's chronic.
yeah. I don't know how people have the balls to to clean that out because I certainly don't. It's too much for me.
It's not something we have over here, is it, Jamie? Cockroaches. I know we got them obviously, but it's not.
I don't know. There's probably a few local takeaways.
Little takeaways, yeah, takeaways. But apart from that, like people's houses and that, it's not very common at all. I mean, you get them in like tower blocks and stuff like that because there's all lots of people together in flats and stuff like that. But in people's own individual houses, it's not really heard of over here. But I know over in the US, it's a huge problem. Huge problem.
We just have great big house spiders instead.
Yeah. And mice in the UK is, I think, our biggest problem. We've really got
mice here too. Yeah.
Yeah, we've really got a big mouse problem over here.
I'm currently living in fear because so did I tell you what happened to me last week when I was getting ready for work?
I don't think so.
No.
So, Dom, you probably don't get the same sort. You may get the same sort of spiders as we get, but we get we call them house spiders basically, and they're just sort of big black spiders, long legs. I mean, they're pretty they're harmless, but I'm petrified of spiders anyway. So, so I was getting ready for work last week. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm ready to leave, but I always just have a cigarette before I leave. Like once I'm ready, and I go to the back door, have a cigarette, and I'm standing there, and I felt something on the back of my calf, and I thought it was just my trouser leg. I thought it sort of tucked into my boot a bit, and it was rubbing my leg. So I shook my leg, and literally 2 seconds later, felt the same thing. So I really shook my leg. I'm standing there, and a fucking great big spider like that falls out my fucking trouser leg. Oh my god! I was having a panic attack for about 2 hours.
Oh man!
And then what happened? And then it was that afternoon. I was just flicking through. I think I was flicking through Facebook or whatever, and it was on some silly news article that basically within the next sort of 1 to 2 weeks is the time. It's spiders mating season basically, and that's the time that all those sort of spiders do come into your house. And because we don't see them a lot, very rarely. I mean, I can't remember the last time I see a spider in my house, but Yeah, it's apparently it's like their mating season now, and they're all coming into homes to find, you know, a little dark corner to have their fucking babies. I'm just like,
Nice.
what the fuck? What
So
the fuck?
Dave, what I've deducted from this is a spider tried to have sex with Jamie's leg and he had a panic attack. So-
Yeah.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Well, you know, I've got hairy legs. You know, it might have thought it was, you know. But, I can show. Look, I've got like there's quite a lot of hair on that leg. Like,
Hey, well, it does something for spiders. Does it do something for you, Dave?
Oh,
Those
it
legs?
does something for me. I'm not a spider.
but, yeah. Oh, fuck. Honestly, worst day ever. Honestly, I'm fucking. And every time, all day, every time I felt something on me, I was like paranoid. You know, you get that like little
Yeah.
eerie feeling.
That's
Like,
it.
yeah. Just
And you-
everything made me paranoid all
And
day.
you start itching for no reason, don't you? It's like just sort of.
That's it, yeah. Every
Yeah.
time you feel something, you're like scratching your back and fucking,
Yeah, that's it.
yeah. So yeah, next couple of weeks, I'm just going to be hiding from spiders everywhere. Oh, and that's the other. Sorry, we went off subject, but I was about to say as well the other issue with a PS5, and I know I banged on about it in the chat and probably on a Monday night, is the fucking controller. It makes F1 unbearable for me.
And
The PS5 controller, you're saying?
Yeah,
and as
because
you
it's
say
got
that,
no feedback in the tyres, Dom. I've said it, haven't I? So basically, when I'm in a corner, I have no idea what's going on with my tyres, whether I've got grip, whether I haven't got grip.
The controller doesn't rumble or anything like that?
Absolutely nothing. It does when I go over. So it does when I go over a curb, and it does when I go off the track. It's in the corners. You get absolutely nothing, and it's
that's not good.
Yeah, it really is an issue, and that's why I was struggling to get to grips with a game. Like it's difficult to manage.
So a PS4 controller gives you more rumble feedback at like mid corner, you're saying, and you can feel the limited grip more.
Yeah, it gives everything. You can
yeah.
like you've got that sense of feeling, like just well, yeah. It just lets you know, like it's hard to
Yeah, so
explain.
like
how you
for
know,
example, like if the back of the car starts sliding out, the controller rumbles more, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, everything, yeah. But PS5 controller, absolutely nothing, and they know it's an issue as well. That's the thing; they actually know it's an issue. But
and what have they gone and done now, Jamie?
go on.
Brought out a new controller, haven't they?
Oh, I know. I see that this morning. That was announced this morning. How much are they going to charge for that? About 100 quid.
Probably. The what is it? Dual edge or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of
I
dual
actually did
sense.
see that this morning.
Yeah, it's now dual edge. Yeah, it's the Pro PS5 controller. Now,
Yeah,
Matthew,
I didn't actually look into it, but
yeah.
go on.
Now, Matthew in the chat says, I presume this is to Dom, what is Apex Legends? Let's move on to the next question.
I'll answer it for Dom. It's a game that 10-year-olds play.
Yeah, it's basically.
No, that's Fortnite.
It's basically like Dream Daddy. That's what it is.
The Dream Daddy with guns. How about we talk a bit of F1?
No, don't be silly. Why on earth would we do that?
No F1.
No.
Yeah, let's talk about Dream Daddies and
just
PS5s.
it's just called F1 games PlayStation. That doesn't make any difference, does it? Why would we? I've talked about F1 at the start anyway. We did it all. It's all done, dusted. Don't need that no more. Matthew says.
What about podium predictions?
All right then, go on then.
Read Maddie's comment first.
All right, then he says he's scared of spiders too. They tend to come out at night a lot more than during the day or during the temperature change. There you go.
Well, that's it. Because I get up at 4 in the morning. You know, it sort of is night time, isn't it?
Yeah. Aren't spiders nocturnal, if I remember rightly?
Do not know, to be honest.
No, I think they are. So they'd be around at 4 o'clock in the morning because that's, you know.
So basically, they're a bit like you.
Basically, yeah. I'm around at 4 o'clock in the morning as well. Yes, quite correct. Right, so this weekend it's Spa. It's Frankie Champs, as I like to call it.
Frankie Champs.
Frankie Champs. Yeah, one of my favourite circuits of all time. They're talking about getting off the calendar, and I think that's a national disgrace and should never happen. Yeah. But anyway, that's something for another discussion. So, top 3 predictions. As you're at the top of my screen, Don, we'll say you first.
All right. In third place, it's going to be Charles Leclerc.
Yes.
In second place, I think it's going to be Max Verstappen. And in first place, he is going to get his first win of the year, and he's going to keep his streak alive of having a win in every season he's competed in. Lewis Hamilton will win. Lulu is going to win the Belgian Grand Prix. I think the Mercedes car is really good in high-speed corners, and I think that over the summer break, Mercedes has probably been working meticulously on the car to get it ready for this weekend. If I know Mercedes as well as anyone else, like, they are working like dogs to try to get back on top. So, I think it's going to be Lewis Hamilton that breaks through.
Interesting. Jamie.
Fair enough. Well, the last one I've done of these, I actually got it right.
You did indeed.
I got a 1, 2, 3 correct. So
you did.
And I already had it. I already knew mine. I was actually talking about this at work with someone earlier, and I already knew mine. And it is, I had Leclerc third as well, and then just different from Dom's, I've got Lewis second and Max first, purely because I think Dom's right. Definitely, Dom's right in what he's saying about Mercedes. I think they're going to have done something because they were looking a lot better in the last couple of races anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But in the same way that Mercedes are doing that, so are Red Bull as well. And I just think Max's driving at the minute is up there with his best driving. That, you know, I thought Max might sort of have like a little slump this year after winning the title. I thought this year would be a lot more difficult for him, but he's actually increased his ability.
Yeah, he's actually turned it up a couple notches. Yeah,
like that Hungary race, like I don't think he got enough credit for that, and not just the fact, like, I know people have done it before, but it was, you haven't seen a level of maturity in racing from like until that race, because he's won races, fine, and you know he's quick and he's aggressive and that, but that Hungary race had a certain level of maturity that I thought you haven't seen from Max before.
Yeah,
and that's what's stepping him up a gear. So I think he'll win on Sunday again, but it'll be a lot closer, and I think Lewis will be a lot more in touch than what he has been.
Yeah. Dave Hook?
Oh, you want my predictions? Oh, I haven't even thought about this. Third place.
You're only the host.
I know. Third place, Carlos Sainz.
Okay.
Second, Lulu. And yeah, I'm going to go with Max for first. That's my predictions.
All right.
Now, Matt in the chat says he'd love a Spa right now. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Scott says first Lewis, second Max, third George. Ah, interesting. George Russell, yes. We're all forgetting about George, but there you go.
I think, I know I'll put this now, I think George will come fourth.
Yeah, I do as well. All right,
I think that's a good prediction.
Let's see if I can read the rest of these out, because unfortunately my tablet battery is now gone, so the screen's can only just be lit up slightly. So hopefully I can read these. Matthew says Verstappen, Hamilton, Russell. And he's rooting for Mercedes now, as I'm supporting Hamilton next season now that one of my two drivers have teams for next year. He's talking about the fact that he's a He's a Lewis fan, but he's also a Vettel and Daniel Ricciardo fan. Of course, Vettel's now retired, and Daniel Ricciardo, we have absolutely no idea where he's going next year, but he hasn't announced his retirement from the sport. So he could be going somewhere, but unfortunately, due to the fact that he's leaving McLaren on performance issues, his options are a little bit limited. Because obviously, he's not going to get the option to go to a top team, is he? When he's having to, or I wouldn't say having to, but McLaren have released him from his services, let's put it that way, due to performance issues. He admitted that in his little video he did, didn't he? That's what he said. So where he's going to go is, I don't know. But he definitely didn't say he was retiring, but obviously he wouldn't say that at this point of the season anyway. He would have to wait until the end of the season, but if there's no drives available, he would have to either do a Kimi Räikkönen and take a year out and hope that something comes up in another year's time, or retire from the sport. I'm not so sure what's going to happen.
I think if he does what you just said, like Kimi, he will basically turn into Nico Hulkenberg.
Super sub, yeah.
And he just won't get a place back, I think. He needs to, if he wants to stay in it, he needs to find something, because if he goes out a year and another year rolls on and there's more drivers coming through, he's just going to get forgotten about, basically.
Yeah.
But I said this the other day, and the more I think about it, the more I think it could actually be a good move for him. Is Haas need to make a bold decision. Well, sort of. Technically, it's not really a hard decision, but I think for them it's quite a bold decision just due to the name and all that. But they get rid of Mick Schumacher and he replaces him at Haas. I think that'd be. I think actually, the more I think about it, the more that's a great move for Haas.
Yeah, I agree. Now,
but it's whether they've got the balls to get rid of Mick.
That's true. Now I just want to throw this in there because I mentioned this at the start of the stream, so I'll just put it in there quickly, and that is that Tatiana Calderon is returning to F2 at the grand old age of 29 years old. Now I said I didn't agree with it because F2 is supposed to be a feeder series for like up and coming talent for you to move on to other things. So for someone, I haven't been following Tatiana's career for quite a few years now, but from what I've been reading, she's basically the last 6 or 7 years been a mobile chicane. So to have someone move back into F2, I think it's very bad for F2 in general. Because as I say, it's supposed to be this is your pool where all the big teams in F1 go to pick the future stars of whatever, and to have someone like that to come back, because she was in it before, of course, and she left, to come back in it again, I think it's a backwards move. Not just for the fact that she's 29 years old and she's a mobile chicane, but I think it's a backwards move for women in general as well. That it's like, oh well, we can't find anywhere else for you to go, so we'll just put you back here again.
What team is she going with? Sorry,
I don't know what team it is, Jamie. I didn't get that far. I just know that she's going back into an F2 team.
Because I heard about it, and then I didn't. I was working. I always, when I'm at work, I'm always just flicking through like stuff, and I think I'll read that later. But it's. I mean, there's obviously some amount of money involved there.
Well, yeah, obviously, but I mean, apart from the fact she's 29, she's going to be like the oldest person there for one thing, because they usually have we're talking 20-year-olds, don't you? Sometimes younger than that in that pool of talent. So it's just very bizarre for me.
Wondering where she's going, like what team, and be interesting to know. But yeah, it's wrong. It is wrong. I mean, it's not like no disrespect to any women drivers. Well, I try not to disrespect the women drivers, but at the end of the day, I mean, and I'm glad. I actually, on a different sort of subject, I was speaking to a woman the other day about this, and she was on the side of, it was about a football thing basically, and she was on the side of, I don't know why all these women are moaning. Men are physically different to what we are, And I was like, thank God I've spoken to someone normal about it. And that's the truth. No woman, I don't care how fucking good they think they are or whatever, no woman is going to drive an F1 car. Like, and compete whatsoever. If they do drive it, they'll be at the back of the grid every single week.
Mm.
And, you know, they try and push it, but it's just not going to happen. It's just, and it's not a talent thing. It's an actual physicality thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a
The
physical. Yeah,
demand
you're right.
of
Like it's,
driving that car, and that's it. And they need to get to a point where they accept that. I think.
oh shit.
Ooh, what happened to Dom there? Wowzers.
But,
Wow, that was a bit of live TV for you right there, everyone. He suddenly went, "Oh shit!" Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. Now, just on the point of females, I've always said, Jamie, that the thing that we need to do is to prove this point. So I've always said, I don't know who it is. It doesn't matter who it is. Get a female into F1. Let her drive, and then we will all see. And then this debate will be over. Yeah, this debate will all be over about whether they can do it or not. But it's the fact that we've never got anyone in that's the problem, because everyone's saying, "Oh yeah, I can do it." Get one in there, and then we'll see. If they end up at the back, then our point is justified, isn't it? I've always said there isn't a single job apart from like in the armed forces and stuff like that a woman can't do because there are jobs that physically they can't do. But it's the fact that everyone keeps saying, "Oh yeah, a female can drive an F1 car," but they've never actually physically done it. I mean, only in testing.
Yeah.
We need to get them in the car in a proper race situation, and then that'll prove to everyone whether they can do it or not, and then the debate will be over, and then we'll probably not have any more females in Formula One ever again, which would be unfortunate.
Yeah.
But at least the point has been proved. It's just ridiculous.
They might not, depending on talent, like depending on ability, they might not finish last, but they're going to be in the bottom 4 or 5 or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll beat Latifi, like
That's not difficult. I think even I could beat Latifi, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, there is I can't remember her name off the top of my head now. There's a little blonde girl who does a lot. She works for Aston Martin, and she does a lot of. I think she does a lot of sim stuff for Aston Martin.
I know the one you mean. Yeah, I can't remember her name, but yeah, I've seen her. Yeah.
Yeah, but and she is now actually the Stig on Top Gear or whatever they call it now on like the Grand Tour.
Yeah, yeah.
So she's the Stig on there. She does the latest. Well, no, it's not new anymore, but like the last James Bond film, she done a lot of the stunt driving on that. She worked on that. Very talented girl. Like, according from what I've seen, I really like her. She does videos, and I really like her. Like, that's exactly what you've just said. Why don't they put her in an F1 car and see what happens?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because she is talented. I'm not saying she's not talented, but to physically drive that car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Get it done. See what happens.
Jade Edwards in touring cars. I think she's a good driver. She comes in the bottom 10 every week.
Mm-hmm. Scott in the chat says Jess Hawkins.
That's the one, Jess Hawkins, yeah. Because her partner is also a driver. I can't remember, a female driver. I can't remember her name either now. But that Jess Hawkins got clearly got bags of talent.
Mm-hmm.
So but obviously they don't think she's talented enough to put her in a car. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, stupid.
But then all they bang on about is get women in F1. Well,
exactly.
She's there.
Yeah. Yeah. Put her in. That's what I say.
That's it. James Hunt would have had a field day with her in his day. Jesus.
Oh my God. He certainly would. Matt says
Dom's battery died, by the way.
Oh, his battery died, did it? Oh, okay. Oh, and so has my tablet. Right, okay. Well, I better wrap up the stream then as everything's dying on me. I'll just see if I can get the last messages. Excuse me, I've got to look across to my laptop. Oh yeah, I've got that message. Yeah, phone just died. Matt says, only good thing about Calderon is we get to see potential all-female lineup for Dave's by team career, mate. That's a good point, that. Matt, yeah. We need more of that. And he says, women can work in men's sports like Red Bull. I hope you can hear me, Joe. Like Red Bull strategists. Just not the physical part.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that Red Bull strategist, can't remember her name, doing bloody well. And showing exactly how to do strategy.
There's no doubt about, I'll even admit myself, there's no doubt about that most women are probably more intelligent than men.
Oh, yeah.
And things like that. Like, so, yeah, why not? Like,
Yeah.
that's fine.
They're more intelligent than me, but then that's not saying a lot, but... For defo. Well, there you go then. Thanks so much for joining me tonight, Jamie. And to Dom and his dead battery. That's Canada.
Yeah. I'm going to get back to... Joe, before I come on the stream, I was putting together a baby pram, is what I was doing.
Oh, nice.
And now I've got to go and... Like, it's 11 o'clock at night. I've got to go and build a chest of drawers or something.
Chest of drawers. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
Shame is upstairs. I might not do it. I might leave it till tomorrow. But, you know.
Why not? Why not?
Uh,
How long she got now? How long she got now?
Oh, well, sorry. It could be any time this week, basically.
Oh my goodness! So you're on standby, are you?
Yes, yeah, very much so. It could even be tomorrow.
Oh bloody hell! Well,
So,
let us know in all the chats
Oh,
when it happens.
yeah, of course I will.
Nice one.
Of course I will.
Nice.
But yeah,
Is that number 3 by any chance?
4. Yeah.
He's a lad, isn't ya? He's a lad. He's still got that lead in the pencil. I'll tell you what, Jamie. They're all amateurs, aren't they? They're all amateurs. There's old what's his name, Joe, and was it Dustin with their 1, and there you are with number 4 about to turn up. I like that.
But yeah, it'll be all right. Well, like I say, it could be tomorrow, it could be next week, but it'll be soon. But I'll let you know anyway.
Yeah, nice one, Jamie. Oh well, I'll let you get back to it then. Thanks so much for joining me tonight.
No worries. Say bye, Amy.
I love it. So impressed. All right, thanks, Jamie. Catch you later, mate.
Bye, mate. Take
All
care.
right, catch you later. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Oh, take the headphones off now. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. Unfortunately, everything's died, so I can't. I can just see across at the laptop, but it's right over here. Oh, Matt says, got work tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. start. Have a good evening, everyone. Yeah, good evening to you, Matt, as well. And thank you to everyone else in the chat. I can't, unfortunately, because my tablet's just died. I can't have a look. I know Matt was in there. Scott was in there. Let's see if I can scroll it up on here. Jamie was in there. Helium Trophy was in there. HRD was in it. Primal Plenty, of course. And I think JW97. I think HRD. Iron Patriot was in there as well. Don't forget. Scott, I've probably mentioned everyone about twice now, but you know who you are. You know who you are. So thanks everyone for watching tonight. But I'm Hookster Talk. Enjoy the Grand Prix at Spa. Should be a cracker. Spa always seems to produce a good race. Let's hope we have a better race than last year when everyone remembers it was pissing down and we ended up with, what was it, 1 lap or 3 laps under the safety car and they called it quits. Let's hope that doesn't happen this year. Let's hope we get a good race. So there you go. Enjoy the race. And thanks so much for watching, everyone. I will catch you later for another video. Thank you.